MCU fans have a brand new film to enjoy in theaters, but we all know it's never just about the film, it's all about those juicy mid and post-credit scenes. So today, I'm explaining the mid and post-credit scenes of Thor, Love and Thunder. What is up, MCU fans? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. We're going to talk spoilers for Thor Love and Thunder, those mid and after credit scenes, what they mean for the future of the MCU theories, all that good stuff. So make sure you watch the film first and then let me know your thoughts, your theories on these mid and post credit scenes. And if you love the MCU movies and TV, this is the place to be. So consider clicking that subscribe button and you won't miss any future conversation in your favorite movies and TV. And I actually want to start with a second after credit scene where we see Jane Foster coming into Valhalla after meeting her end in the film. A bold move that I did not expect, I was genuinely surprised by, but I thought it served her arc and the story very well. And this is also our second glimpse into a possible afterlife after we witnessed the afterlife in Moon Knight according to Egyptian mythology. Now we have Valhalla that looks very similar to Asgard, but a more humble version of it. Very old school, very Viking-like, just doesn't have the glistening gold palaces. And she is met by Idris Elba's Heimdall, who met his end at the hands of Thanos right after saving Bruce Banner, throwing him back to Midgard. I think this is interesting, this is nice, this is very quick and to the point, and just gives us a glimpse at a possible afterlife. I think this lets us know that these characters are at peace, but maybe they could be used for something. That something is what is alluded to in the mid-credit scene that starts with this very comedic tone as we see Zeus has survived the thunderbolt straight through his chest, which I was actually glad to see, that Zeus can not just be killed by his own weapon. And while it first has this veneer of comedy, much like the scene he had in the film, we soon enough learn that he is angry and he is sending his son Hercules on a mission, and we see Hercules, played by Ted Lasso's Brett Goldstein. Huge surprise to see Hercules coming into the MCU so fast, but also it's a nice trope that they're bringing into the MCU where all the stories of mythology, but particularly Greek mythology, has the gods angry at humanity whenever they stop believing, because believing in these gods is what makes them strong. That's the whole lesson of Thor Love and Thunder. The opening scene with Gorr lets us know that the prayers and belief of mortals makes gods strong. But particularly whenever you dive into stories of Greek mythology, that's always the thing, that's always what makes the gods angry. And now Zeus is sending his son after Thor, who fights in the name of humanity. Now, this could mean several different things. I have several theories about what this could lead to, and we might as well begin with the smallest scale one. And it could just mean that in the next Thor movie, we have Hercules fighting Thor, and that's it. However, it could lead us into the next big crossover as well. That's another one of the hypotheses we have. And I want to start with an actual less known crossover called Chaos War. It's very famous, much more for its cover than for its story, where we have Hercules and Thor fighting off in the main cover of the series, but it actually gathers several mythological beings in the Marvel Universe. Now in the comics, it's Hercules who gathers mythological gods and other heroes to battle the Chaos King, who is the embodiment of chaos and nothingness that preceded creation and wants to wipe out all of existence. Not just gods, not just mortals, everything. Obviously, this will take heavy adaptation because I don't think that's Hercules' motivation, and I don't think they're going to bring in Chaos King, at least not yet. But the adaptation of gathering several gods from several different mythologies, maybe to hunt Thor, maybe to hunt Thor and Hercules, it could be a nice segue from the story that we just followed here, where Thor risked everything to stop a god butcher, but maybe the other gods didn't appreciate it too much. That scene in Olympus certainly let us know that they were much more aligned with what Zeus had planned, and that was just hiding away. So that's one of the routes that they could take with this. Another route they could take is a semi-recent one called War of the Realms, where we have heroes banding together to stop Malekith the Accursed, who's leading his forces to invade Midgard after he has already invaded and conquered every other realm. Again, this would take heavy adaptation. We've had Malekith in the MCU. He did not make a good impression, but instead of Malekith here, we could have the gods of Greek mythology invading Midgard to kill mankind, to kill humans, and Thor steps in, and maybe along with some other gods from other mythologies, and we have battles of gods on Midgard. I think that could be interesting, and again, just a slight variation on the basic premise of the story. And last but not least, the most obvious one is Secret Wars. That's what we're all speculating that the next big crossover is. Who is going to be at the center of it? Is it going to be Mr. Fantastic and Victor Von Doom, like in the comics? Is it going to be Doctor Strange and Clea? Is it going to be Doctor Strange and another Doctor Strange? Is it going to be Thor and Hercules? It could be Secret Wars in the comics, the 2015 version of Secret Wars, which is most likely the one they're adapting from the MCU, has these various different levels of scale where there are intimate stories being told, but then there's also several realms with several different versions of characters, and that brings in more of the multiverse, which we've already seen alluded to. We've already traveled a bit through the multiverse, but the point of Secret Wars, the original comic at least, was to gather all these different universes, Marvel 616, the Ultimate Universe 1602, the House of M, the 2099, and Age of Apocalypse universes, and mash them all together and just leaving one to survive. Again, it will take heavy adaptation. It always does with Marvel movies, but we could see all these mythologies clashing against one another, all these realms clashing in a tournament or something that only one of them could survive. And you have Hercules and the other gods fighting against Thor and the other heroes, maybe different versions of themselves. Again, I think this is the most likely, or at least a version of the most likely scenario that they're heading down on, but it's a very promising post-credit scene. Both are. I think the second after-credit scene could feed into the mid one if Secret Wars, if War of the Realms, if Chaos War is the route they're deciding to go down on. We could see Thor, maybe someone else, going to Valhalla, bringing older heroes that are dead back to life, at least for this big battle, to serve this one purpose, and go back to being dead afterwards. And of course, these are all theories. This is just my knowledge from the comics. It's just what I saw in the film, and I want to know what you think of it. So make sure, if I missed anything, make sure to bounce off of me in the comments below with other ideas. Maybe there's a big crossover that I'm missing that they could adapt into this. Maybe they are just going to follow through with Thor 5 being Thor versus Hercules. Any of them could be very interesting though. But those are only my thoughts, those are my theories, those are the routes that I'm seeing them possibly following right now. And if you want to know my thoughts on Thor Love and Thunder, there's a spoiler-free review right up here, and I'll be back very soon with a spoiler review. I'll be back very soon with a Thor movies ranking, and I hope to see you in all of those. So if you enjoyed this theory video, let me know your thoughts. Make sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of those videos, and thank you so much for watching. Big thank you to my channel members for always supporting this channel, and until the next one, love each other and love the movies.